In Battlefield 5, many of you will have experienced the major issue that is cheating. Now, I'm not saying that anyone watching this video has ever cheated themselves. I'm talking about coming up against a cheater in a Battlefield game. It used to be a problem in Battlefield 3 and 4. From time to time you would bump into cheaters. In Battlefield 1 we had that same outbreak during one section of that game's life, and it was very, very difficult to play. But in all three of those games we had custom servers, and of course there were ways around this cheating issue, so you could still play Battlefield no matter what region you were in. Battlefield 5 though has a major problem. It's a complete outbreak of cheaters, and it's completely unacceptable. If you're in the Asian region, I really do feel sorry for you. A lot of you have been sending me in clips to the Top Plays email and my business email saying, can you do something about these cheaters? I personally cannot. I've done all I can, talking to developers, talking to community managers, whoever I can. To be honest, I think a lot of them have their hands tied, and I'll get into that in a bit in this video. But overall, it's just a very sorry situation we find ourselves in, and hopefully DICE can do something to rectify this horrendous cheating outbreak. Cheaters that plague the game are really not people I want to meet in real life. I don't want to have anything to do with them. They are a complete waste of time. Think about it for a second. What are they doing? They're cheating in a multiplayer FPS game. What are they doing it for? Probably to feel better about themselves or something like that. Now, this video is going to be taking a look at a couple of obvious cheaters, but more importantly, we're going to be working out whether people are cheating or not. I could just complain about cheaters all day, but I thought, why not make a bit of interesting content on it? Way back when I was starting out YouTube, maybe even before I started my channel, I used to watch a YouTuber called Anders, or Anderzel, and he did a bit of Battlefield 4. He used to run around with a shotgun and shoot people with Corrales, and it was very, very entertaining for me back then when I was just starting out playing Battlefield 4. I really enjoyed it. He also, though, did a cool series in CSGO, not a game I played a lot of at all really, but he used to search for cheaters, and as you can in CSGO, review the footage and work out whether they're cheating or not. I used to really enjoy watching it, just something fun to watch, I suppose, in the evenings. I'm going to do a similar thing here, looking at players who I've come up against in game, left the server and gone back in to spectate them. The spectator camera is notoriously buggy in Battlefield 5, but you can get a good understanding to what's happening. Then you can look at their statistics and work out, again, what's happening. So you have seen some footage of a couple of cheaters in the background. We're now going to get into the main part of the video, I suppose, and it is going to be a longer one today, so stick around if you want to see it. If not, maybe this isn't for you. Feel free to check out something else. So starting out, I came up against this guy called Headshot Bot. Now, spoiler alert, he wasn't cheating, but you can see why many people thought he was with a name Headshot Bot, and his friend was called Wallhack something or other. Trolls, for the most part, trying to get attention because they're half-decent players and they like to think that people think they're cheating. I'm not too sure why you do that on Battlefield 5, but whatever. That's the way it is. As you can see, Spectator a little bit bugged with the crosshairs here on the Type 99 Arisaka. So he is quite a good player when it comes to getting headshots. Say quite a good player. There are better players out there for sure, but he's alright. His team's dominating, badly balanced, of course, so people will call cheats on somebody like this. The reason I knew he wasn't cheating or using obvious hacks is just some of the plays he made. They're not really something a cheater would do. He usually, as a cheater, you'd get an unusual kill, you'd snap to somebody, as we'll see later in the video, and as you saw at the start, it's pretty evident when somebody's cheating. We take a look at his stats just to once again confirm that if this guy is cheating, it's very, very slight. He's got something really small, maybe like some spotting thing on the map that people used to have in BF4. I don't think he's cheating at all, but if he was, there could be something very undetectable that he's running. I don't think he is. Score per minute, pretty average across the board. When he does play, he gets a couple of kills. His KD doesn't go up or down too erratically. 2.79 KD, fairly decent. Headshot accuracy, just your average Battlefield 5 player, but the name Headshot Bot probably leads to people calling cheats on him, and the fact he gets a few headshots with his sniper rifle, again, something that people probably don't like. You can also go in and check the matches people play. This is something we'll be using later in the video, and as you'll see, it's really useful to tell whether somebody's immediately become a god overnight. That usually indicates they've had their account stolen or they've just installed some cheats, one or the other. This one, yeah, nothing special about it. He's just your average player, above average, but not a cheater. Let's move on to something a bit more interesting. So I was playing on this server, VL, as you can tell, following Headshot Bot around, and surprisingly, well I suppose unsurprisingly with Battlefield 5, something else happened. There was another cheater on the server who'd gone undetected. Nobody'd been calling cheats on him, maybe 1 or 2 people, but not a whole lot. Not one of these obvious aimbotters where you're like, this guy's 100% cheating. So I went and investigated to see what was going on. His name was Quick Cooper. He's using the M1928, the Tommy gun. He's shooting people at range with his 20-round mag, and it looks a little bit unusual, a little bit suspect. A player who sprays into the distance like that with a Tommy gun usually isn't very good. However, things did start to get even weirder. You can see him snapping to some people in this weird way. Could be a spectator bug. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's not cheating apart from his ridiculous score. So let's move on to another clip. Running around the side here. Coming onto an area of the map that is completely surrounded by friendlies, pushing up against the enemy team as they're in their base. Let's see what he manages to do here through very poor visibility, smoke, all sorts. Nothing too suspicious. That was a very quick kill. There's some snapping going on there through targets. Again, could be spectator mode, but I think this guy is up to something. He's also not a good player, as you see there. He's just pushed out into the open. He's not watched his flank, and he's ended up dying. We watch a couple more clips as they play through in the background. It seems as though a lot of people don't really know what he's doing. They don't know that he's cheating because he's not one of these Lewis gun headshot bots where he kills everybody. He's too bad for that. And his aimbot seems to snap to people's chest in the centre. He also seems to be doing a whole lot of damage for a Tommy gun like this, especially after DICE decided to ruin their entire game with the TTK change that nobody wanted. Just thought I'd get that one in there. He's doing a lot of damage at range with a Tommy gun, so I think he potentially has a double damage, something like that. I saw that a lot in Battlefield 4. A lot of tankers used to use that. There was a Russian clan that are still going today. They use double damage on everything. The AA gun can completely destroy a tank with that double damage thing. It's really annoying to play against and fairly undetectable apparently. That looked fairly suspect. Again, doing 200 damage for a kill. So maybe again a bug, but I don't know. I'm pretty certain that this guy's cheating at this point. A couple more clips just to run through in the background to kind of prove my point. We move on to Rotterdam, and again, I can't say that he's a terrible player. He clearly knows the game a little bit, but he strikes me as somebody who's maybe had 30, 40 hours in the game. He's gone from account to account. He's picked up some cheats. He thinks he's being clever, and he's just trying to kind of go under the radar with the cheats. Using a Tommy gun, he might switch up to other weapons and see how he does. This is the really suspect one, as he's up in the window on Rotterdam. He kind of doesn't know the layout of the building. He's snapping to people. He knows where they are. He's killing them with body shots again. No accidental headshots. It's all snapped to the body every single time, which is quite weird to see. And finally, one at the end of Rotterdam where, again, he does something very weird, manages to grab himself a whole selection of kills. And at this point, I was like, yes, this guy's cheating. If I go and check out his stats, it will confirm my suspicions that he is cheating. And that's what I do when I suspect a cheater, as he gets wrecked by a camper. I say camper. Nothing against campers. Cheaters are worse. You know, this camper can camp all he wants, and he actually does a pretty good job of staying alive right under the enemy's noses, which is entertaining stuff to see from the third-person cam. So yeah, usually when I think somebody's cheating, I go and check out their stats, I spectate them, I see if they go a YouTube channel, I go and see what's happening before I confirm that they're a cheater. The servers are so bad in Battlefield at times, it can often seem like somebody's cheating because they're shooting you across the map and one-framing you when in fact it's just the servers. As I said, some really weird stuff happening in the background here as well, as he's cheating to his heart's content. So we go and check out his profile on Battlefield Tracker. Again, not entirely accurate, but it does give an indication to what is happening. Look at his stats. Oh, so his profile has been completely inactive with, what's that, a 0.54 KD, and then it jumps up quite significantly. Maybe he just had his energy drink this morning. Maybe he installed an RGB mouse or wore his gaming socks. I'm not too sure what's going on here, but it does smack of either somebody's taken over his account, maybe somebody's stolen the account and is playing on it, or he's installed cheats, or both of those together. Someone's stolen the account and installed cheats, and that is what has happened here. You can check out some of the reports, as you'll see in the background. Before, when he was playing, he was, no offense to him, but he wasn't that good. He might have been having fun or whatever, but he wasn't a high KD player. 0.5 is a fair KD for what he was doing and where he was playing. Also played a lot of Firestorm. so I can see why he potentially quit playing Battlefield not too long ago. He then became an absolute beast almost overnight, and yeah, there you can see. This leads me into the point that I mentioned earlier, I suppose, where DICE have their hands tied, and I don't know this for certain, this is just me guessing, an educated guess I suppose you could say, as I've looked at all the details and the scenarios that we see with cheaters. Quite often, Battlefield games don't have the anti-cheat required to ban cheaters, or at least detect them and let DICE know what's happening. So that's one issue. The other issue is that when you have somebody who has an account, an Origin account, isn't cheating, they then put the game down, a cheater steals their account info, installs the game on their own computer, logs into their Origin, starts cheating on that account, DICE might not be able to ban that account because the cheater doesn't own it, the other person owns it. So there might be something there that's stopping them from doing it. This is really disappointing to hear because I'm sure there are ways around this. It's very annoying from both my perspective as a player, your perspective as somebody who might be encountering cheaters, and I do feel sorry for DICE as well, because there's no way devs are sitting there at DICE going, oh, we love cheaters, let's let as many as we can in, make it as easy as we can for them. That's not what's happening. There's something in there that is preventing them from banning cheaters. Now, a simple way around this, and it's a workaround, it's not a fix, is community servers. Have community servers that work, where we can have, you know, as much progression as we want. It's all about fun at the end of the day, Battlefield. I know EA are more kind of focused on other things, but for us to play the game, we need to have fun. We need to have servers with the right rotations, admins that aren't badmins, but at the same time can kick cheaters, rebalance servers, have fun. That's what we want. And I think a big change to the community game system is definitely required. I'm making this video just before the 6.2 patch comes out and the notes come out for it, so maybe there is something on community games. Maybe there's a huge anti-cheat thing coming out and a big ban wave, but when I was making this video, at the point of making it, nothing was here, so maybe we're in the same boat. That wouldn't really surprise me either. So finally, we're going to take another look at that cheater you saw at the start of the video, and this was an interesting story. This guy is cheating full on. He was cheating in the game, so I quit out. This is what I do. I go spectate. I go back into the server and I see what's happening. And he's sitting here inside a stationary weapon. In fact, he's in the armoured car, the half-track. And he's lasering people, headshot after headshot. Absolutely ridiculous. This guy's stonewall cheating. If there was an anti-cheat of any sort in Battlefield, it would kick him from the server. Maybe DICE could get around it that way. Not banning people, just kicking them from the server. The minute they detect something, bang, you're out. You get chucked into a server full of other cheaters, and that's a way around it, I suppose. They're not banning them from the game, but they're putting them in a situation where they can't enjoy it. So that guy was cheating on Marita, as you saw at the start of the video, and a couple of highlights there as well. Cheating to his heart's content, not getting banned. He then started playing on Operation Underground. He went to Charlie Objective, and then started spinning around with his weapon, potentially testing his cheats, I'm not too sure. Very weird indeed. Sometimes you will see cheaters go to the back of the map and just unload magazine after magazine to get their accuracy down, because somehow in their head they think that prevents them being caught. I mean, it might do. What do I know? I've never cheated, but it seems to me as if when you get banned, it's because something's detected on your computer. Maybe your stats are a bit weird, but it's not going to take that into account. I think he's just testing out his cheats here, though. He then moves on to Charlie Objective. And no, he doesn't have aimbot on his lunge mine, which I really was hoping he would have, but he doesn't do that. He's sitting here once again on his favourite stationary weapon, and he starts killing people. And he starts typing in chat, stay away from Charlie, get away from C, it's my flag. So, I don't know if this guy's got some problems, but he seems to be trying to hold on to a flag with aimbot, and he does actually die, I think, at some point, so that's fairly tragic. If you can't keep a flag with aimbot, wallhack, and all sorts of other stuff, then really you're quite a pathetic gamer and pathetic human. This guy is just, yeah, embarrassing. Anyway, we did the same thing, checked out his profile on Battlefield Tracker, and the same thing has happened. Yes, 8.52 KD. This is a cheater. This is 100% a cheater. The other guy with the Tommy gun, he was a cheater, but you can see why you might be a little bit more hesitant and do a bit more research. This guy is cheating 100%. No one will doubt that. And then you see this jump where he's picked up somebody else's account, and PvP kills have gone through the roof as that was his first day cheating. He's had a field day and his KD's gone through the roof. As we look on the right side here, you can put that up to 30 days and see, there you go, KD flying through the roof, score per minute flying through the roof. He's having a field day with his new cheats. We look back at some reports. Once again, he was a bang average player a couple of weeks back, and now he's an absolute god. He's stolen the account and he started cheating. So DICE, once again, in my opinion, have their hands tied here. They can't do anything about it. So that's where I'm going to wrap up this video. Hopefully you maybe gained something from this in terms of cheaters. A couple of points, I suppose. What to look out for with a cheater, how to actually confirm they are cheating using this Battlefield tracker site to check what has happened with the account. Maybe DICE already know all this stuff. Maybe they know that's what's happening. People are stealing accounts and maybe they've got their hands tied and they can't ban the accounts. Potentially, it's a situation that none of us are going to see improve through the life of Battlefield, but my workaround is proper community servers with admins that have the ability to kick and ban cheaters, report them, get the accounts reviewed, and get them placed in a server on their own just with cheaters if DICE can't ban them. I might be talking complete rubbish here, but I can't go on playing Battlefield against all of these people who are cheating because I recorded this in one play session. I thought, I'm coming across so many, why not just make a video on it? And you guys are probably experiencing the same on PC. Probably not the same on console, but there you go. Here's a glimpse into the life of PC gaming. It is really good, but you do have these issues to contest with. So thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy, which I suppose you may not have done because it's cheating, then feel free to leave a dislike on the video. Leave your comments down below, and I'll catch you in the next video.